5 friends, Charlotte, Abigail, Janna, Elisa, and Cherish, stood at the edge of Telašćica's cliffs, the Adriatic wind tugging at their clothes. Below, the bay whispered in ancient tongues, drawing them into its mysterious embrace. Charlotte felt the cliffs gaze upon her, as if they knew her secrets. The others, too, sensed the eerie silence, the calm before the storm. As they descended towards the mere salt lake, the landscape shifted around them, the path twisting like a serpent. Each step took them deeper into the heart of something unknown, something that watched from the shadows. Abigail paused at the lake's edge, mesmerized by the unnatural glow of its waters. The others joined her, but the reflections that stared back were not their own. The trees on the southwestern shore rustled with more than just the wind, their branches pointing the way like skeletal fingers. Elisa shivered, feeling the weight of unseen eyes upon them. Carotan's rocky islet jutted out from the bay, a lonely figure shrouded in mist. Janna, drawn to its isolation, suggested they explore, unaware of the darkness that awaited. As their boat approached Gosdenjack, the waters grew restless, churning with hidden dangers. Charlotte's heart raced, sensing a presence beneath the waves, something ancient and unforgiving. Farfariculac loomed ahead, its barren surface an ominous sign. Cherish hesitated, her instincts screaming to turn back, but the pull of the unknown was too strong. The twin islets, Gornji Skolj and Donji Skolj, stood as silent watchers, their stone faces expressionless. The narrow path between them seemed to lead to nowhere, but the friends pressed on, curiosity overpowering caution. The northeastern shore was stark and bare, a desolate expanse that mirrored their growing unease. Yet, something compelled them to keep going, drawn by a force they couldn't understand. As they reached the cliffs of Dugi Otok, the drop into the abyss below felt like a descent into madness. Abigail peered over the edge, the darkness beckoning her closer. Night fell swiftly, and the stars above Telašćica flickered like dying embers. Janna felt the bay's pull intensify, a silent call that stirred something deep within her. Lake Mir's stillness was deceiving, its surface a mirror to the darkening sky. Elisa knelt beside it, only to find her reflection distorted, as if the lake held another version of her within its depths. Their boat drifted into the bay once more, but now the waters felt different, heavier, as if laden with the weight of souls long lost. Cherish clutched the side, her knuckles white, feeling the presence of something unseen. The forest whispered secrets to those who listened, a hidden path revealing itself to Charlotte. But with each step, the way back seemed to vanish, leaving only the unknown ahead. The islets they had explored earlier now seemed to close in, their true nature revealed as night's darkness enveloped them. The friends huddled together, fear creeping into their hearts as they realized they were not alone. As dawn neared, the bay's calm surface was disturbed by unseen forces, ripples spreading outwards like a pulse. Abigail felt it in her bones, a restlessness that had lain dormant for centuries. The cliffs, bathed in the first light of day, seemed to shift, their stone faces alive with hidden intent. Janna's breath caught in her throat as shadows moved where none should be. The pines swayed in the morning breeze, but the sound they made was not natural, a chorus of whispers that spoke of forgotten tragedies. Elisa touched an ancient olive tree, feeling its sorrow through her fingertips. The waters of Telašćica, once clear, were now clouded with a mist that obscured all but the closest objects. Charlotte stared into the depths, and for a moment, she saw something, a shape, a face, but it vanished as quickly as it appeared. Lake Mere pulsed with a dark energy, its once healing waters now tainted with something malevolent. Cherish dared to dip her hand into the lake, only to pull it back as a chill ran through her entire body. The cliffs watched as the sun climbed higher, casting long shadows over the bay. The friends knew they had awakened something, and now it was only a matter of time before it found them. The bay, seemingly serene, hid its true nature behind a veil of tranquility. Abigail, the last to leave, felt its pulse strongest of all, a siren's call that promised both answers and oblivion. As the day ended, Telašćica's cliffs cast their final warning, long shadows that reached out like grasping hands. The friends departed, but the Adriatic's whispers would follow them, haunting their dreams with the secrets they had uncovered. In the safety of their camp, the fire crackled warmly, but the darkness beyond felt thicker, alive. Charlotte stared into the flames, her mind replaying the visions she had seen by the lake. Janna awoke in the dead of night, her heart pounding as a chill crept through the air. A shadow moved at the edge of the campsite, just beyond the reach of the firelight. Elisa whispered to Cherish that she had heard voices in her sleep, voices that weren't their own. The others listened, but only silence answered, an unsettling stillness that pressed on their senses. As dawn broke, Abigail noticed footprints leading away from their camp, disappearing into the thick forest. But none of them had left the campsite that night. The forest closed in as they followed the mysterious trail, the trees growing denser and the light dimming despite the rising sun. Abigail led the way, but an eerie feeling clung to her every step. A clearing appeared, dominated by a strange, ancient stone formation. Janna knelt beside one of the stones, feeling its cold surface as the shadows seemed to dance around it. Charlotte sensed the stones held the key to their unraveling mystery, but time was running out. The shadows grew bolder, circling closer with every heartbeat. Elisa traced an inscription on the largest stone, her fingers trembling as the symbols seemed to pulse beneath her touch. As she whispered their meaning, the ground beneath them shifted. Suddenly, the bay erupted with a powerful surge, waves crashing against the cliffs as the air thickened with a dark mist. Cherish screamed, feeling the pull of unseen forces dragging her towards the edge. With no other choice, the friends ran towards their boat, but the shoreline was now shrouded in a thick fog that twisted the landscape. Charlotte's voice cracked as she called out, unable to find the others. One by one, the friends reunited by the boat, but something had changed. The air was colder, the mist thicker, and the shadows lingered far longer than before, as if they had been marked. As they sailed away from Telašćica, the sea was eerily calm, but in the distance, the cliffs still watched them, holding their secrets close. No matter how far they went, the shadows of Telašćica would always be with them.
Disclaimer: the story presented here is purely a work of fiction and is created for entertainment purposes. Any resemblance to actual locations, events, or individuals is coincidental. The narrative does not intend to portray any place in a negative light, nor does it aim to harm or defame the reputation of any location. Suggestion: for those who enjoy stories in the thriller genre, feel free to subscribe to the Thrill Lab channel to stay updated on upcoming thrilling tales.